Hey, and we're live. Hey, good morning. 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well. A little bit crazy here. Oh, I got these pretzels. Ooh, check this out. So I should do this. This is gonna be the next TikTok on how do you know you're a Scrum Master without saying you're a Scrum Master? I bring the pretzels, right? So I'll do that. I'm gonna do a TikTok with that before. God, they're so tempting though. South Philly pretzels. A real Philly pretzel bakery, not the stuff you buy in the store. Anyway, directly from the heating is awesome. Anyway, that's from my wife's who's doing a junk food Friday because they're all stressed out in the office. So they're all bringing some kind of junk food, and part of it is pretzel. So I got a couple for me and the kids, and I got the cats here and the dog here. You want to see? Bubbles? You want to say hi? Let's see who we got here. There's Bubbles. Right there. She has to be in the show. She knows what I'm doing, and she's here. Anyway, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. We talk about Scrum and Agile. Not necessarily pretzels, but it's not a bad topic. I don't have any fortune cookies today because I didn't make it to the grocery store yesterday. Hopefully this weekend I'll get there. And today I want to talk about pixel perfect UI, what customer wants, what was done in the past for what can be automated. So I'm going to tell a little story about something I did with some OKRs and how we use Jira. In this case, it's Jira, but I've done it with pretty much every system to provide data without spending a lot of money because no one wants to spend money. And do you really need to? Because I'll be honest with you, if you get the core stuff, the rest is cake. I mean, that's gold plating, to be honest with you, what they do. But that's me. That's how I do it. And so we're going to talk about Scrum and Agile. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master, Agile Coach. And today is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I think it's our 802nd episode of the show. I got to put a post how we did 800 episodes and post that up on LinkedIn too. So what do we talk about? We do it in a practical, tactical way to talk about Scrum and Agile so you can bring value to your customer, which is what we're going to kind of talk about today, without spending a lot of time doing it, 60, 80 hours a week, and so you get home to family and friends so you can hang out with your buddies and your family and friends and have a good time, but also have a good time in office because I like my wife's idea. Every once in a while, do something crazy if you actually get back in the office for yourself too. Maybe you need to go get some pretzels. By the way, when you buy the pretzels, I learned that you can freeze them, and then it takes about a minute in the microwave, and they're good, still good. They're still legitimately good. It's still a lot better than the store bought stuff. So anyway, let's talk about the UI thing. So I try to automate a lot of stuff, get people the data out of the system, the record they're using, whether it be Azure, Rally, Jira, any one of these systems that they have across their corporation. I got Cattail. All right, Bubbles. Thanks, Bubbles. And get it so it's automated. One, I want them to use the system they're already trained in. I don't want to get them another system. So many people, oh, we're going to create another system. No more grading systems. You don't need grading systems to do this. This is not supposed to be that difficult. And we don't need a whole nother login path and software program to train people in. Bubbles. She's moving the camera again. What she wants to do. I'm not supposed to have to do that. So they previous were using Confluence to report out. Oh, here's Jerry. Jerry, you want to say hi? There's Jerry. He's taking over the cat spot. He's just waiting for the cat to leave. Such a jealous little boy. They had manually done it. They had to manually go in every time they wanted to do update on OKRs. To go in there, check off boxes, manually do stuff, manual, right? So it was all custom text, formatting, everything like HTML. And I'm like, yeah, but this is not automated and you have to do it. And how many times I go in there and it's not updated until the day of a review or something like, hey, we got to talk about OKRs. Okay, let me quickly go in and update everything. You shouldn't have to do that. So I like to develop systems where you don't have to do that anymore. The only thing you talk about is the subjective part, the verbal part that you want to talk about what you see on the screen. Otherwise, everything should be updated 100% all the time, in my opinion. Actually, it's how I design stuff, to be honest with you. That's how it should be designed. Damn it. So the debate was what I was giving them, because I found a way to go from like 16 steps down to 2. I even found another way. I'm like, okay, there's got to be a different way when I first did it to come down. So if I had to do the way they did it manually, there'd be like 4 different queries, different boxes, different shapes, different sizes, different things in Jira, different things in Confluence. And then I stepped away for a little bit because I looked at it, how many OKRs they want to do, which is another story, which is not what I wanted to do. And I got to coach them back down to earth, because some of them did one of those things where I say OKRs are not supposed to be everything in their backlog. Well, a couple teams did kind of like everything in their backlog was an OKR. Like, what did you not listen to? But that's okay. We will work on that. I got time to coach them. It takes a while for teams to figure out OKRs. So anyway, so I developed this thing that is one query per objective, and it just fills everything out and it has it all. But it was like, but it's not exactly what we presented before. I'm like, yeah, but you only have to make one change per quarter, one text edit change, and it works. It reworks. It's reused. It doesn't take any time, but it's not. Well, I'm gonna tell you even if I did another way, it's still 10 times easier than manually updating, manually filling, manually typing everything in, because it's just data from Jira anyhow. So all I'm doing is pulling Jira, reflecting on the Confluence page so they can kind of go through it and see how they're doing on their OKRs. But there was a debate like, oh, we need to do it exactly the way it was. But I'm like, if I do this change, it displays the same information, looks very professional. It's just not exactly what you showed before. The pixel perfect people, who I hate, by the way, I hate pixel perfect people. And people say, well, you showed me this and it has to be exactly. Don't you have a freaking brain? Like, can't you imagine stuff, right? Because I had this years ago at the Philadelphia school district. Made a mistake. Created based on what capabilities the software had, what might look like. This report that had to go out every year. It's a long page. It was a 63 to 100 page report for every school in the district. And I made a mistake because I did it like in a PDF Word document. Here's how it would work. I was taking the things out of the system and do it. But then when we put it in the system, found it was harder. And we could do it, but it would be slightly modified. No, that has to be exactly the way you presented it to them. That's freaking asinine. That's a waste. It's so anti-agile. It's ridiculous, because they made us do like 18 more steps to deliver that product. Once we got it, it was just copy and paste and set it up. But still, it was just more complicated, where we could have done something right out of the box and it wouldn't take much, and it would have the same information, look professional and look good. But no, it had to be exactly the way the pixel perfect design was provided. That is not an agile mindset. I'm just telling you that right now. And where you get these people outside, let's draw this, but they don't understand the maintenance, the automation, the cost to maintain some things, which they all complain about cost in the long run. But when you have to manually do stuff and do a lot of manual stuff, it takes away time from creating a new product in the future, because you're too busy manually and spending hours doing the other thing. Or if you just tweak a little bit, display the same information in a very professional way, and it's automated, it takes 5 minutes. You can spend 5 minutes pretty much. Once I got it going, I think it was like 15 minutes. 15 minutes every quarter to change the ones you want to report on, a little text change, and you're done. So this is where this pixel perfect, like, it's got to look exactly like this first. I am setting you up for years to come to do a 5-minute change, and it could get even better in the future if they would come. We can change it, or they bought a little piece of software add-on that would actually do it. I could do it all with one change, and I have to do it all and make it look nice. But we're going to digress on that one. But this is the difference between a UI waterfall mentality versus an agile mentality. If you're flexible in scope, which is what we teach in Agile, flexibility of scope, you can deliver something that can be repeated, updated rapidly and done for years to go. And that's the key. So we had this classic debating between Scrum and Agile. The Agile mentality versus the waterfall. It has to be perfect. It has to be exactly the way it's like, because they can't handle it. If you can't handle that, I'm like, you're COVID must blew your mind, right? When everyone can change the way we do business, redoing business. If you can't have those minor things in the way something looks and feels, boy, wait till you get major disruptions in your business model. That's all I got to say. You can't do it. So remember, try to balance out that UI maintainability, automation. Be careful giving stuff to these people, because they just can't handle it. They can't. The flexibility isn't there sometimes, and you have to be mindful of that. You want to give them something nice, but then they say, "Well, it has to be exactly that, because that's what we presented." I've heard that my entire career, where I go away from it and I make it, and then I make it easy, and they get what they want, and they forget. But that's another story. So it's Friday. Maybe we're all stressing, and we need what do they call it? She said it was a junk food Friday. Maybe you need junk food Friday. Pretzels. I'm gonna go do my TikTok now. Anyway, plus these things smell good. I gotta eat one of these things. So I want to wish you all a great day. Happy scrumming, and healthy, except for the junk food. And enjoy, right? Try to find ways of automating these reports, so you don't have to, every time you see something manually, automate it. How can I get the data out of the system that I already entered in, so I don't have to re-enter it somewhere else? By the way, I'm a lazy. I don't. That's why I got into IT and used databases my entire career as an engineer. I figured a way of pulling stuff out of the system, so I didn't have to redo it. I use computer systems to make my job easier, not more difficult. So this is the way it works. So I wish you all the best, and take care. See ya. Happy scrumming. Enjoy your Friday. Bye. See ya.